Hi, and welcome to week 3 from me, Ben Teeley.
And me, Barbs.
Yeah, that's you. We made it to week 3, so it's the famous week 3 bounce.
Yeah.
I just made that up for anybody who's listening. There is no famous week 3 bounce, but if we're having one, I'll let you all know.
I'll never
Um,
know.
I'll never, yeah, that's true. Yes, there is a famous week 3 bounce. Everybody start Googling. So I don't think I've forgotten anything special this week.
We'll
Just to
see about that.
Oh, that's true. Yeah. Uh-oh. Yeah. The old brain doesn't work so quickly. But I keep writing things down, so I'm keeping on top of it. A reminder that anybody can email us at benteeley@gmail.com. That's BENTEELEY at gmail.com. Yeah. In addition to being available on YouTube, we're all, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. We're also available on all major podcast outlets.
And all
And
non-major, so it seems.
yeah, that's right. If you like podcasts, we're out there.
Yeah.
And thank you to everybody who's watched or listened and does watch or listen. We really appreciate it. I think the first one's got like 150 views or something.
Yeah,
So
I think we're just over that now.
yeah, so maybe people's watching us on telly on a night or really bored or don't forget it's all just for fun. It's all just for fun. And we're gonna talk
Exactly.
about maybe Ben Teeley's story or two, and we'll try and cover some sport. Again, it was remarked upon by somebody that we don't do enough American sports. To be fair, we don't do enough British sport because we don't know anything about it, but we just mention stuff. So
Yeah.
we'll probably try and mention something a bit more American this week as well as the
I'll
UK.
try my best. I don't really follow American things.
Yeah, well, just to keep people interested if we can. Uh,
Exactly.
and for those of you following along, you'll remember last week that our illustrious Ben Teeley had started in Fine Fair.
Yeah, fine,
Big,
fair.
yeah, the big supermarket that's
Got
about
it right
this.
eventually.
Yeah, that's right. About the size of a Walmart. And he and Jimmy had been looking for bombs. Well, hi again, Jimmy. You're still getting mentions. Um, the,
Don't it be wanting a cut?
yes, remember, half of nout is nout. So,
Exactly.
but the great stuff about working at Fine Fair, even though the pay wasn't very good, was everybody were were great friends. And the thing was that Jimmy and I weren't tough. We were skinny little lads, probably weighed about 140 pounds between us, which is what, 60, 70 kilos, about 35 kilos each, something like that. So, but we got away with things because people just thought we were a nuisance rather than anything scary. But in today's world, sadly, it would be interpreted as bullying. But we didn't view it as bullying. We viewed it as big,
Mischief.
silly, mess. Yeah,
Yeah.
mischief. Yeah, like the day that in the big stores they used to, well, they still have. I've got what they call dairy cabinets, which has all the cheese, yogurts, milk. Um,
Yep, they still have those.
yep, got all of those things. Yeah. And these are all very date sensitive. And unlike the chocolate on top of the fridge, because when they ordered yogurts, for example, or milk, they ordered with knowing that some would be thrown out without being sold. So there
Yeah.
was always that built-in margin, knowing that there wasn't a lot, but they just knew that if they ordered like 500 yogurts, that 10 to 50 of them will be thrown out of date.
Yeah.
So the job of young babyface Benny every morning was to go around. He was in charge of the dairy cabinets, and he got no extra money for being in charge. He just was in charge,
Yeah.
and his job was to go around and look at all the dates on all the packets and make sure that the older ones are at the front and the newer ones are at the back, and on the butter, the margarine, the eggs, the milk, the yogurts. And of course, if they're out of date, remove them, take them away.
Sounds
And
simple enough.
yeah, pretty easy. And the sensible people would go and get a shopping cart, because let's face it, they had 3,000 of them sat at the front. So,
Yeah.
so the sensible folks would go and get a shopping cart, go up to the dairy cabinet and just put them in the shopping cart, and then wheel it round to the back. But our baby-faced Benny, I guess because it was also, while everybody liked everybody, there was a spirit of competitiveness. So, for example, on the loading bay milk crates, I seem to remember a young man, it might have been Glenn, apologies, Glenn, if it's not, could carry something like 19 or 20 crates stacked about 18 foot high in one go. So there was a lot of natural competitiveness as to who could do the most of anything or carry the most and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So baby-faced Benny on a morning just naturally thought he could carry more than he actually could. So he'd have his arms full, he'd have a box, and there'd be things sticking out the corner, like out-of-date yogurts and a bit of milk here, some eggs somewhere, and thinking he could do it in one run without getting a trolley. So he does this, and he comes round into the warehouse area, and as he's coming into the warehouse, me and Jimmy are going towards him, and between us is his destination, which is the dumpster or the skip. And it's on our left-hand side, his right-hand side. He has to kind of make it to there. We know where he's heading. So we kind of just increase our pace a bit and get to him he's about 5 or 10 steps away from the dumpster.
Yeah.
So me and Jimmy's looking at each other and we're kind of like, seems like Benny needs a bit of a help. And Jimmy's like, yeah, I think we should give him a hand.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's like, to us, this was fun. And everybody thought it was funny. But nowadays, we'd be cancelled or told it was bullying. It's like, oh no. But we took a couple of broken open yogurts and put them in his pockets. Put eggs in his pockets with the yogurts because his hands were full. He started there going, no, don't do that. Leave me alone. No, pleading and all this kind of stuff. And we were just laughing and said, oh, we'll help you. This milk's a bit damaged, and we're pouring that like Laurel and Hardy style down the front of his pants. We might have been influenced a bit by that old Benny Hill song that people probably haven't heard of. Ernie, the fastest milk. Yeah, there you go. Ernie, the fastest milkman in the West, where he has a dairy fight with a guy delivering something else. So we were quite prepared for Benny to be getting our baby-faced Benny to be getting back at us.
Yeah.
But for some reason, he didn't drop anything. He just kept his arms full, which made it easier for us to pour things down his overalls and in his pockets and down his pants and all kinds of stuff. So he's standing there like, oh, leave me alone, get up. And well, said, okay, maybe. Just one more. We'll just help you a little bit more. And we stood back to admire our handiwork and like, that's much better now. But all this time, he was getting angrier. And because we stood back from him, he got so mad that he just dropped everything and picked a yogurt up to throw it at us. Yeah. But what he didn't know was when we stood back, we were now about 6 or 7 paces back away from him. Yeah. And he's throwing this yogurt at us and it's just whistling past our head. He didn't know that behind him, through the very doors he had come, the manager had come as well.
I thought you were going to say that. I just knew where that was going.
Mr. Robinson. And Mr. Robinson didn't shout from the doors. He kind of walked up to about 5 to 10 paces behind him.
Yep.
And just as he's letting go of this yogurt that goes past our ears, and me and Jimmy are going, no, don't throw that yogurt at us, Benny. We shouldn't do that in the warehouse. We're doing all this. He's throwing the yogurt, and behind him, Mr. Robinson goes, Benny, what are you doing? And he's like, he practically peed himself, I think so. Poor
I
lad.
bet he did.
Oh yeah, and he was like, "Oh, I wasn't, but well," and all the mess on him didn't look like we'd done it. It looked like he just carried too much stuff around from the shop floor to the
And it
warehouse,
all fell on him.
and it all fell on him. And then he was trying to throw yogurts at us. So he wasn't aware that he was getting into trouble. He got took up to the human resources department,
Uh-oh.
and I don't think if
Did you ever
he.
see him again?
Oh yeah, he actually, if you're watching, he used to park his motorbike at my mum's house and walk down to work because my mum lived that close to the store. So, oh yeah, lovely lad. Because we don't, you see, like I say, people would say it's bullying now, but we all used to do things to each other all the time. Like
Yeah.
Jimmy was in charge of frozen food, so when Jimmy took a lunch break, gangs of us would go to his freezers and take stuff from one section, like the fish fingers, and put them in the ice cream. So,
Oh, that's mean.
yeah, absolutely. But he spent like 3 hours on the morning stocking stuff up.
Yeah.
So three
You
or
gonna mess
four
it
of
all
us,
up again?
yeah, 3 or 4 of us would take about 15 minutes to move it all around again and take all his pricing away and everything. So you had to go back and do all. Yeah, it was. There was a silly word used in the shop called decarbonizing, which was, hey, you guys go out and decarbonize. And that basically meant you had to go around the sales floor taking any empty cardboard off.
Right.
Decarb. We were like, duh.
Yep, there you go.
And one day we were told some big higher ups were visiting the store. So the store had to be immaculate. So while people were going around decarbonizing and straightening the fronts up on all the Heinz beans, etc., me and Jimmy were walking behind them, turning them all the wrong way around.
Oh,
It's just silly nonsense.
that is silly.
It is. But people were like, "I'll punch you if you do that again." We were just laughing. We were just laughing and run away. I was like, definitely, one of those things which we were pretty lucky because nobody was reporting anybody, and everybody was trying to get one up on everybody else for loads of things.
Yeah, and I don't think that would last in this day and age.
No, sadly not.
You'd be out of a job.
Well, and here's the key. Remember, we were getting £10 a week. So
Exactly.
I don't know that would have been hurting. You see, that was the thing as well. We used to think of how important it was to have the job. Didn't realize that if we didn't have that job, we'd probably have gone and got real jobs somewhere. So, whatever.
Yeah. Real jobs.
Oh dear. But speaking of real jobs and not real jobs, so segue into the sport piece of the week.
Yeah, perfect opportunity.
Well, and I know you're not huge on the American side of sports, but there is a bit I wanted to talk about because the American viewer mentioned that there is actually two American.
I was going to say there's only one.
two American viewers independently, without knowing each other, mentioned to me that we don't talk enough American sport. So,
okay,
trying to counterbalance that a little bit today, and before we move into the soccer bit, you probably
do they know that we aren't American?
There you go. But some of the people in the UK do follow the NFL as well.
That is true, they do.
And you've got the New York Jets quarterback, Aaron Rodgers, who he got a torn Achilles tendon after moving to the New York Jets. And it was decided that that was going to be a big move for him and the franchise, and they were going to win lots of things because they had him. Well, he torn his Achilles tendons, and they were unhappy about the artificial pitches. So I had two questions for anybody watching, or you can answer if you wish, but for anybody watching, listening, if you want to get in touch, should artificial pitches be allowed? Are they that bad? I don't really like them, but I've never played on one, so I don't know. And another thing, a franchise recruiting 40-year-old people, were they expecting too much? Because all I can think of is by the time I was 40, and I know I'm not an athlete. Surprise! But
You really had us there.
I know everybody was thinking, you weren't? Wow. But it made me think, well, at what age should professional athletes kind of admit that they can't do what they used to be? And I know there are some crazy examples out there of players who played for a long, long time and got away with it. But by and large, I would suggest the average is probably about 32 to 35 for a sportsman to say, I'm done kind of thing. But
there's actually science behind the fact that when you hit 32, you start to age. So from 32, it's downwards, downhill. Which is why they consider athletes after 32 as too old to play, mainly in football.
Yeah.
Because your body physically starts aging after the age of 32.
Right. There you go then. Yeah. Well, and sticking with the American theme, there's only 2 teams since 1970 that have scored 70 in the first 2 games and allowed only 10 in reply. And for people who are interested in that, you're going to have to look that up. I just heard it on the television last night. But the team who's done it this season started 2 games, scored 70 points, and only allowed 10 in reply.
Okay.
How about them Cowboys? Yeah.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw. There you go. Yeah. So I'm saying my top tip for winning Super Bowl next January, February, March, so February, I think. Is the Cowboys. And I quickly Googled. So if any, I mean, I don't gamble on them sports, unfortunately. But I could be wrong with this as well. So somebody needs to look this up and confirm for me. It looks like it's 900 to 1 for the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. Now, I could be totally wrong with it. I might have misread it. I might not understand gambling. But I'm thinking, hang on a minute. I would go down to the shop and put £1 on that.
So either you've got a very bad judgment of who you think's going to win, or you've got some super fortune-telling mastery going on here.
Yeah, so it's like, I'm sure that any Texans fans, that's the Houston Texans, will be appalled at me nominating the Cowboys. But
we'll have to wait and see.
But speaking of the Texans, I know you're not huge on American football, but there's an easy way.
I just don't know much about it.
Well, you're the big Middlesbrough fan. The Borough will tell everybody.
Yeah.
So do you want to have a guess at what the Texans and Middlesbrough have in common? You can do it. Go on. What might it be?
Oh, are we both called the Smoggies?
Oh, no.
Oh, was that a cop-out?
That's a cop-out, yeah. Neither team has won anything.
Oh!
They've won a game all season on big losing streaks already. So you can associate all my Americans.
We agreed to not talk about this.
Texans and the Borough. There you go.
Okay, so maybe I should start following the Texans then, because
there you go.
Clearly it makes no difference to my life.
You'd feel right at home.
Yeah.
But guess what else is in common with American football? The last 2, Cowboys and Sunderland. Sunderland, in the last 2 games, have scored 8 goals. You get my math right on this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're unbeaten in our. It's scored loads of goals, and so have the Cowboys. So how's about that for Lincoln soccer to football, kids?
Well, I don't think I like it, to be honest. Mine was just a great big diss.
Oh, well, but deservedly so at the minute. I mean,
Yeah, I
he's
know, we're not doing good.
he's kind of got to turn that around a bit quick, doesn't he? Yeah, needs to
Yeah, he really does.
get some goal scorers and everything.
Although last season we did start off just as bad.
Yeah, but then you hired him
Yeah.
and started winning.
Shh.
I know. You sacked the other guy, then got
Yeah,
him.
we did.
Like,
And then he did great for us, but yeah,
well,
having a stinker.
well, his problem, I think, came when, and I think I said this to you at the time, he rested the team once they'd made the playoffs.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, he instead of putting his strongest side out, he gave
Yeah.
them all a rest, and I was like, no, keep that.
Shouldn't have
Gotta
done it.
keep, yeah, keep that. What's it? Keep the kettle boiling or keep the pot hot.
Yeah, keep the kettle boiling, yeah.
Yeah,
Keep the
keep
pot
it
up.
good. Yeah, keep them all going. So, and the Astros are a couple of the baseball. They're a couple of games ahead in their division. I'm not sure how many games are left to play, but if they keep winning out, they'll qualify for the baseball playoffs. So,
Let's go, Astros.
oh,
I
and
know
I
that
think,
one.
yeah, there you go. And at the weekend, I think they hammered a team as well. But again, if you're listening, put it in the comments. Let everybody know. And if you want us to talk about a special team, tell us. We don't mind. We'll have a
Yeah.
look at it. We'll
Let
have a
us know and
gander.
we'll have a look.
Uh,
Definitely.
Because so far, I mean, if we go to the Premier League, which is everybody's favourite, we've got the Man United story.
Yes, we do. Been waiting for this to come up.
I mean, without Mr. Maguire,
Yeah.
they still didn't improve.
Can we just talk about him in the England match, please?
Oh,
The own goal.
go
Winning
ahead.
2-0 when he wasn't started. Then he got brought on as a sub. And what does he do? He scores an own goal and ends up being 2-1.
Couldn't be any more Maguire than that.
Nope. I mean, we did score another one after that, but still, the fact that he scored an own goal right as he came on.
Well, maybe he's got a Scottish grandparent.
Yeah, maybe. This one's for you.
Yeah. And I see. I remember you had faith with the England team, and I wasn't
I
sure.
did.
So yeah,
Yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Scots played well, but
They have a good style of football. And they've got some good players.
well, considering they have Maguire on their side as well, they should
Yeah, true.
maybe should have done a bit better.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
it's it.
12 players essentially.
I see that Chelsea are a bit stale.
Yeah. They
Yeah.
have been for a while now.
Yeah, he's not got anybody scoring goals.
No.
Same thing at Everton, struggling. It's like,
Yeah.
what's that about? That they're not really. I had a quick look at the Everton goal scorers, their records, etc.
Yeah, I was just about to say, does anybody even know anybody that plays for Everton?
Yeah, well, Pickford in goal. There you go.
Yeah, apart from Pickford, yeah.
Apart from the goalkeeper who keeps picking the ball out the back of the net. Yeah.
I was going to say he isn't really doing very well for them right
now. But yeah, in Arsenal, he replaced his goalkeeper, didn't he? He took Ramsdale out, and he put Raya in, but he kept a clean sheet. So
I was going to say they won then 1-0.
Well, the guys on the television over here were saying that he wants to save Ramsdale for the Champions League, which starts this week. Who knows?
That's probably right, yeah.
Still don't think I would have done it, but yeah, there you go. Then
it also.
Yep.
After you.
Oh, I was going to say that Newcastle managed to get a penalty to win a game.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, I watched that game and I was kind of. I mean, to me, the ball was out and the player was diving over the goalkeeper's leg rather than a penalty because the goalie was trying to pull out of it. I don't think Newcastle played very well, put it that way. So,
Yeah, no.
but that'll probably bring it on.
Yep. It
Uh,
also looks like Man United are no longer selling their club.
or they're
There was
not.
talks. No, there was talks that Saudi Arabian people were going to buy it and bring in David Beckham as the man
Uh,
to run the show.
wow.
But it looks like it's not happening because they wanted an extortionate amount of money for it.
Go. Huh.
Yeah. But I was interested actually because bringing David Beckham in would have been pretty. I'd have been interested in that.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the charisma and the he
I
knows
mean,
everybody there, and
yeah, managed
so
to get Messi in as well. So
oh, that's true. Yeah, and
being in
he's
Miami,
well, he's yeah. Talk about man on fire, and
oh,
he's
he
one of
is.
those who defies the aging process a little bit, but
Yeah,
you also have to remember that the American Soccer League isn't quite to the
isn't
standard.
as
Yeah,
yeah,
he's played before.
yeah, and you can tell that his pace has slowed down, which it was going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true. Yeah, but
it's
he's still
yeah,
better than me, just a bit.
yeah.
Just a titty bit. I don't know if you watched any of the rugby in the World Cup. England scraped a win. I think was it. I should have researched this a bit more against Japan, but people didn't think they played very well. But the big rugby World Cup score was Fiji beat Australia.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're quite a tough side to beat in rugby.
yeah. So I bet Down Under didn't like that very much.
No, they won't have done. If there's any Australian fans, let us know in the comments.
Yes, yeah, I've said he Aussies. Well, there should have been uh, an Australian. You know who you are, Australian person out there. Get yourself in the comments and like, come on,
Good night,
Jill.
mate.
Come on, Jill.
Calling you out here.
Yeah, calling you out here. What's wrong with the rugby Australian rugby team? Um, and and I was just quickly looking as well that in back to soccer and American football, Tottenham Hotspur are going to host a couple of games for the NFL, I think. Am I reading that
Oh,
right?
really?
Yeah. Well,
That'd be interesting.
they've got that fancy stadium.
Yeah, massive, massive
Yes.
stadium.
So it hosts
Mm.
I think they're going to. There was a story on it. I probably have to read that for next time to keep people interested. So they're bringing American football to England.
Wow.
So that's I think that's up to date. Again, it's the European fixtures this week. We've got who's playing? Who's playing? Newcastle go to AC Milan. So good luck to Newcastle and AC Milan. It's be nice to see them do well in Europe, I guess.
Yeah.
Fly that flag. Celtic, if there are any Scottish people on there, are going to Feyenoord. I don't know much about Feyenoord. Hopefully Celtic can get a result. Man City host Red Star Belgrade. So that's a Man City win.
Definitely. I was just about to say that.
Yeah. Barcelona host Royal Antwerp. So Barcelona should win, I would think. And
Yeah, I'd
Porto
have said so.
are at Shakhtar Donetsk. And the Borough are going to Sheffield Wednesday on Tuesday night. So you kind of have to hope you've got to beat Sheffield Wednesday. They've just been come up, haven't they?
Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
This is what we should hope for.
yeah. Because Sunderland are going to Blackburn to win the next game. So that's, that's on the cards.
I hate to admit it.
I know. Well, when this goes out, we'll know whether the Borough won or lost, which hopefully they won. They've got to win a game. And
Yeah.
Sunderland will be almost about to kick off at Blackburn. So I'll make a Borough prediction for you. The Borough will beat Sheffield 2-1.
Yeah.
And Sunderland will beat Blackburn 4-1.
Ooh, okay.
There you go.
And if Sunderland lose, please everybody just comment a clown emoji.
Ooh, ouch! Yeah. Can't even hear that comment. Lose?
Oh, do you want me to repeat it?
What's lose? What's that? And I think that's our housekeeping for another week.
I believe so.
Okay. Hope you're all having fun. Again, we're settling in. We're trying to keep this fun. If you want something special from us to talk about your team or anything, put it in the comments or email us. We don't mind either or.
Yeah.
We'll try and poke fun at somebody or something.
Yeah, I saw we had a Man U comment last week.
Oh yeah, that was James, I believe. Thank you. Yeah. That's true. But the only thing anybody should say about Go Man U is Go Man U.
Yeah.
Adios, yeah.
Go Man U.
Yeah, Go Man U. Yeah, they're honestly, considering they're supposed to have, they've got the new manager in, the new striker in, and he's got all his, he's in charge of discipline now, and they're rubbish.
Yeah.
So
they are
absolute rubbish. It's you can't. I can't even see a style that he's trying to play to properly. Doesn't make any sense. Bring back Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That's what. Well, at least he had them bombing on down the wings and scoring goals. I mean,
yeah, that is true.
Yeah, it's like
not sure about everything else though.
Well, but at the end of the day, and I will say this before we have to finally actually jump off, is that one of the things watching Sunderland is the passing and the moving. It's just good to watch. It really is. It's like, I mean, yes, the results are important, but enjoying the game is more important.
Important.
Okay, everybody. Ciao for now.
Yep. See you on the next one.